Hello, this is Francis Christie. I'm a professional chartered coach, and this is the fascinating story of developing the people and the business of Apex in Europe. Would you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I'm Julian Adams. I'm the Managing Director for Apex Supply Chain Technologies here in Worcester.
Hi. And I gather you've been on quite an exciting journey.
Yeah, we have. I think we've been in business now for 5 years, and coming from a start-up in late 2011, from the ground up into a much larger organisation.
Right. So you have obviously looking at the potential of the people. Why have you offered them coaching?
Well, it's very interesting that when there were three of us, we did everything because there was nobody else to do it. And then slowly, as we add people to it, today we're approaching around 40 people, 40 people in several countries now in Europe. But as soon as you start to grow a business, you start to develop natural departments, finance and operations, and obviously a sales and marketing type of operation. It's very quickly we recognised we needed some people to take some leadership within those areas.
So you want to develop their leadership capabilities. What were you expecting would be achieved through coaching?
Well, I think the first thing is that with a young team, quite a few of them hadn't really got any experience of leading others, and I think anybody who has to suddenly lead and manage others at first, whether it's just 2 or 3 people, it's never quite what people expect. It's more complex. It takes your professional life into a whole new world, because these people are also still doing a job, and now they have the additional responsibility of managing others.
So those are very grand objectives.
Yeah.
What has been your experience with the people that have been coached?
Well, I think we've seen a tremendous growth in all of the people who have received coaching. It's probably 3 or 4 people here, maybe a bit more. But we've seen a real level of maturity. We've seen a real level of so now we're developing a leadership team now. Not only have we developed an organisation of people, now we've got a distinct leadership team that really work together. There are challenges at times, there's some disagreements, but they know how to work together to achieve so I think it's them working as a team and also being able to overcome challenges and remain calm at times when things have seemed, how are we going to do this? I'll give you a great example. We recently, in the last 12 months, secured a very large project, something we've really been shooting for quite some time. And this project was to a large UK retailer, a well-known UK retailer. So their expectations of the customer is very high, and we have to deploy a lot of equipment to that in a very short space of time. Something that we kind of been preparing ourselves for, but this is it. We've got to do this. And at the initial meeting, internal team meeting, you could see people thinking, "Wow, this is going to be really test us," and but they organise themselves into different teams, often moving people from different parts of the company to others temporarily to help with this. And we actually completed that project with that UK retailer inside the timescale with hardly any problems. And that UK retailer, gave us the feedback. They just thought it was absolutely super. But it was so rewarding for myself, the sales director and the board of directors here, that we hadn't delivered that.
Yes.
From those 3 people in my house, we've got an organisation now who've taken that on. We have the process, we know exactly what to do. They overcame a few challenges along the way and delivered a high profile project into the United Kingdom retail market. I thought it was just fantastic.
Yes.
And we've got other projects like that now that are coming on. And so they would not have been able to achieve that without that coaching. It just would not happen.
So when you look at it from an investment by the business, has it been worth investing in developing the people?
Well, I think it is. We the Apex group has an enormous investment in the UK operation, and that's in terms of infrastructure and investment in technology and people, and it's an enormous investment. But just by making that investment, that doesn't mean we're going to be successful. It's an empowered, motivated organisation of people. It's the people that make it happen. It's the employees that they need to be confident, they need to be knowledgeable, and they need to know that they can deliver to our clients. So the coaching as a percentage of the investment that we've made overall is minute. It really is. I mean, it's a minute investment in all the other things that we've invested in. But I believe it's one of the most critical things that's allowed us to become successful. And not only that, we're not finished with it. We will always have a policy of coaching and supporting and developing staff, and long may that continue.
Good. Hi Steve, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, certainly. I'm Steve Dobson. I'm the Director of Business Development for Apex Europe.
Okay. So if you were recommending coaching to other people, what would you highlight?
First and foremost, it can change the way they operate. It can build and develop all sorts of areas of weakness.
So skills?
Yeah, skills. Understanding of people. Most people that have been through a good coaching program will adopt and adapt some of that methodology and use it themselves in their everyday work.
From the point of view of the business, what does the business get by coaching people?
Well, it's interesting. We've seen some big improvements in individuals in the business. We've had of 3 people that I can think of. One of them was very stuck in terms of how to organise and manage people. That's changed dramatically. Another person really struggled with delegation, wanted to do everything themselves, but they couldn't get beyond that, and because they couldn't get beyond that, it was restricting how well they operated and how well the team operated. So that fear of delegation was taken away, and now we're seeing more delegation. And the third person that coached, very bright individual, worked really well within the business, but just really needed to get some self-confidence in the area of managing people. So we've seen good
them all grow. Yes.
Yeah, we've seen grow is a good word to use. We have seen personal growth, and it's not just about here, is it? They'll take those skills home with them. They'll take them on into everyday life.
Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, sure. My name's Stephen Bethel, and I manage the Build Centre here for Apex. I manage the field service engineers and stock control as well.
And what does a Build Centre do?
Well, basically what we do is we assemble the machines that we sell to our customers to their specific needs. Once they're assembled, then we dispatch them out to the customer, and then we've got engineers that will go out and install them as well.
Okay. So how many people are you employing in your team?
Currently I've got 7 people in my team at the moment, which covers the machine builders, the field service engineers and stock control. So
what was it that got you interested?
In the coaching?
Yes.
Yeah, it was what really interested me, that it wasn't just about work and what I actually do at work. It's more about yourself, how you deal with things. So you've got the emotional intelligence side, and then also you've got the challenges at work, day-to-day, weekly challenges. So the course offered a lot more than just sitting you down and going, this is how you manage.
Yes, it's nice to see you looking much more relaxed, Steve.
Yeah, it was. I must admit, when I was going through the coaching and mentoring, it was quite a stressful time because we were rapidly growing, and at times we were very under-resourced. However, I've got a very good team with me now that, you know, they look after the machine building really good. I've got field service engineers that go out on site, which that was something that I was doing at the time of the coaching and mentoring. Also, I've got somebody now helping me to look after the stock. So yes, the stress levels have come down. There are obviously still stressful days, but part of the coaching and mentoring gives you the tools to be able to handle the stressful days a lot better.
And if you were to explain the value to the company of coaching you, what would it be?
Well, it's invaluable, really, the coaching and mentoring. They've invested in me, which is a big investment, and the investment that Apex get back, you only need to see what I've managed to build up. You know, I've built up my teams, I've helped build up the build centre. Without the tools that were given to me in the coaching and mentoring, I think I wouldn't be here now today where I am. You know, it's enabled me to grow my team very rapid, to get the right people in place. And a great example, you know, we got over 370 machines out 3 weeks in advance to the end of the project. So amazing achievements by Apex as a whole, amazing achievements by myself and my team. Without that, I honestly don't think I'd be sat here in this position now.
Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Yes, of course. So I'm Nadine Fink, and I am at the moment finance manager. And I've been working for Apex since October 2012.
Uh-huh. So Nadine, one of the things that came out of our coaching sessions was the recognition that you had potential in the company.
Yes.
And how did that affect you when you realised that?
Oh, it was unexpected in a way, because when I've been appointed to the position, I didn't expect that at all. So I was enjoying what I was doing. But the fact I see that the managing director saw this in me, I thought, okay, that's actually a very good feeling about it, to be valued and actually to go further in and helping me in my career. Yes.
And how has that affected you since then?
It's great. It's great, like when you see other people, because being as a personal point of view, I never had that chance to be seen as a valuable person, as a valuable element, or team player or something. So that was really, yes, it was really fantastic, and I saw myself in other lights, really. Yes.
And has that resulted in you being able to do more at work?
Of course, definitely.
So more responsibility?
Yes.
And you stepped up to more of a challenge?
Of course, yeah, yes, it is.
And how do you feel about the challenge you now have with 3 people reporting to you?
I would say I enjoyed it, and I feel quite prepared. Yes, more and more. Every day I develop, I would say. And I've got 3 people now, and I thought if you manage one properly, and that's why the coaching and talking to my manager always actually helping me in my confidence. Every day Julian is telling me, I am confident and you are in charge, you make decision, you are decision maker, and that's something every time I accept it. And I thought, I took the challenge. I take the challenge every day. And having this from my managing director, the support, and that makes me stronger, really. Thanks to that, I think, yes, it is.
That's lovely.
Important.
Thank you, Nadine.
Yeah, thank you.